Hello everyone. Very quickly I want to talk about how your biggest difference with the people around you is that you have a different sensitivity in reality than they do. And so you see, the wiser being must always allow himself to perceive the present very clearly. And what that means is a part of you is trying to think what to do next, but another part of you needs to stop thinking and see exactly where you are and what you are and where your body is. Similar to how you're hearing this talk, literally look around you. You have senses, become aware of what you're sensing. And you will see that you're at first trying to shape it into an idea. But you don't really need to, because you're comfortably listening, and you see that sometimes you're not even talking. Sometimes you enjoy that silent moment with yourself. How you allow yourself to communicate with others properly is by getting rid of a sense of communicator and simply being aware of the communication being present. So what that means is sometimes the way I listen to people is that I don't listen to them and there is no listener. I am just present and I hear sound just as much I hear the sound of water in the background. And it's there, and I realize I know that sound of water, but I'm just judging the thing in my immediate. You're comfortable with your peripheral vision, because you're not immediately looking at it at times or bothered. But in a sense, in this sense of insight, which I'm speaking about, you will see that insight is being judged based on your attention that's immediately creating something to be judged. Once you let yourself be and your attention be the moment, simply just be the moment. That means literally the end of thought. So you see that meditator this Zen monk who had renounced everything and sat on the grass and was constantly trying to adjust his feet, trying to do the young scene, A student falls victim to taking everything that a teacher says literally without utilizing his own awareness of his experience. And so you will see that when you were young, and if you were put in situations where you were confronted by things, the only thing that really happened is that you accepted certain realities because you had to act in them in a certain way. There was a time I thought there were a lot of problems in my life. Then I realized I was in the life of many problems. I was the life of many problems. And so I was keeping myself alive in a limited way because I felt I could not see, or I wasn't looking in a limitless way. These simple dualities make the human being inefficient because they build up and they get so covered that you don't know why you're acting this way when you're acting. You don't need to forget your lines, you just need to see that the moment is simply what is there. And that person perhaps who seemed to be the wisest man and at the same time the most careless man you'd ever seen was just allowing himself to be the moment in that relationship. And to be the moment means to be a blissful sense of formless and omnipresent and omniscient compassion. I'm using these words for a reason. Because sometimes a word can communicate an imagery better than me combining other words. And so self-awareness and mindfulness is really realigning and reorganizing your memory in a way where you're always comfortably getting what you want. So I'm not saying you got to do something to be something. I'm saying you are something, just do it. You are the knowing of your greater act. And so you see many prophets have led men, and at the end of ends, recognize that they were never there leading. There was always a greater sense of knowing and creation through the Creator. don't be bothered by words. Get yourself really comfortable with them. As comfortable as perhaps how you would have an insanely huge dictionary on the table of a library. A dictionary that holds more dust than words. Enjoy your livelihood. That's all I can say. Enjoy it. You're here, you're alive. Some people do not understand how many or how beautifully intense emotions can be reintroduced and reopened in your self-awareness by simply you becoming aware of your breathing, you concentrating on your breath in a sense where you're no longer concentrating, but you're just in that experience. It's like that moment where you're getting on a roller coaster and it hasn't moved yet. You're just getting on the seat. That feeling of, oh shit, I don't know what's gonna happen next, but this is fun. That moment is what is really needed in most of your life throughout the day. So pretty much if you feel like the roller coaster is about to start throughout your whole day, you are constantly not just getting out of your comfort zone, but breaking the most uncomfortable thing in your reality and seeing how comfortably you're passing through it. Your transcendence is happening. Just become aware and mindful of the process and allow your physicality to be expressed just like how you're allowing your heart to beat. By not thinking about it, it's doing what it needs to do. You will see that it's as if the nature of the radiance which we are found in and enlightened in a sense, knowingly within, innately within, we see that the intelligence of creation is focus, finding itself within focus. That's it. Because it is your focus that is even giving you a shape in which you can react to. So many people think that infinity is just one, there's only one sense of infinity. And I don't think that's, I don't disagree with that at all. I knowingly have experienced senses where you cannot explain, it's unspeakable, so you can't speak. But I want to say, for the part of man's mind that is working with explanation, do not avoid the chaos that you are and simply the grace of the ability that you have simply being manifest. What that means is if you throw a football in my face, I'll probably catch it. And did I think about catching it? Did I plan for a week to catch that football? No. I was able to spontaneously, within the moment, confront something by having my attention be more present within the moment. Clarity is simply not being unclear. Why do you have images of you not being clear? Those images are being observed by you. They are being remembered by you. They are not you. They are not the peak of the mountain you're climbing. Some people look at the peak of the mountain and they're like, oh, we can't climb that high. We can't know that much. So let's stop climbing. Let's just, sit on this, hang on to this edge and just feel the weight of our fingers. And maybe we'll just take some, substances and so our fingers feel numb while we're on the edge of the cliff. Instead of instantaneously getting up and being like, I have an existential responsibility to know myself. I am only given, for now, based on what mankind's lifespan is close to 100 years to really see, what am I? Who am I? What am I aware of here? Who is looking through my eyes? I only have that time frame to look. So every act that I need to do needs to be done within an attitude of my mind that absorbs it as adding meaning to my meaningless exploration of life. Because once you are within the meaningless observance of life, you're always seeing meaning. You can show me something that has no meaning and my mind will fill up, it will light up with meaning. And at times, I don't even touch that meaning unless it wants to communicate. You need to be gentle and respectful of your relationships in life, just like the relationships of someone you care for and you love. Someone you love, you do not hurt. And so you see, when you don't hurt other human beings, there doesn't need to be crime. Why does hurting exist? And many people might say, again, different sensitivities in reality where toughness and softness were different people. When you keep an agenda, you take away for your sense of bewilderment, unless you are creating an agenda, but your entrance into the next moment of taking an act, taking a step towards that agenda is done in a beautiful unknown moment. So man can be organized and at the same time be very insane. A very profound insanity will show you the work that you are here to do. The work that you are here to do. A beautiful title for the segment. Much blessings.